It is currently Christmas Day and I'm going out for a walk at the moment because I need it for myself, and I always need to go outside every day and it makes me feel amazing, and it's going to help me when I go back in a minute. But I just wanted to have a quick conversation with you lot and just ask you lot and say to you lot that I hope you're having an amazing day, and if you're not, just understand that things can get better. And it's one of these periods of time, like a day like today, you really have the emphasis on family or love and all this stuff. And I'm lucky in the sense that I do have a family there and I get on quite well with them. And I'm lucky in that sense. And I know there's other people out in the world who aren't that lucky. And I just want you lot to understand how lucky you are in a sense to have a beautiful family. Because these days, a lot of us don't even put the emphasis really on families, put it on ourselves, and we forget how much they do for us. And it's a day of celebrating essentially how much people do for you. Of course, there's a lot of fucking money involved as well, where the companies just go mad with all the Christmas advertising because they know they're going to make boatloads of money with it. But on the other spectrum, it's also quite nice to just see your family again. But I've seen my family a lot this year anyway, and it's not a whole family, so it's an alright day, if that makes sense. I'm quite grateful and happy, and I just want to know, how are you lot feeling today? Because if you're quite lonely on a day like today, it's quite sad at times, you know, and it's quite hard to deal with. And I've had times where I felt completely sectioned out away from my family, like completely sectioned out. Even there's times today where they're speaking about stuff and I don't have element of, what's the word, interest in it, so it's hard for me to be interested when I'm about like Pokemon and video games and shit. I struggle to, because it's not me anymore, and I understand how it feels to be disconnected. Like a lot of my other Christmases were very dark and very sad at times. Like I've had quite a few Christmases where I was really deeply depressed. I'd say at least 3 Christmases in the past like 4 or 5 years I've been deeply depressed and deeply sad. And it's one of these things where today I can appreciate the goodness of like a day like today, especially with like this channel and how it's doing and the respect and everything that people give me and how I've made myself better this year. I'm grateful and happy, and I just want you lot to tell your family that you're grateful for them. Tell them and make them feel that as well, because there's days like this that you will never get back, and sometimes you got to look at it. Like for example, my parents are around like 61, coming up 62, so like, not to sound graphic or whatever, but like, you know what I mean, the number of Christmases is getting lower. So it's not something like crazy or whatever, but it's important to know that and take true savouring out this moment, if that makes sense. And I just want you lot to try to just make the best out of this day. If you don't have anyone there, which I'm very sorry for, just try to make the best out of today and try to do what you can today, because it's one of these things where it's like, it's very lonely at times, and you can even be lonely with a family like I've had before, because I don't connect on that level. And I've had times where they've like ridiculed me or whatever for like trying on clothes and stuff, because a lot of them's out of shape, so they'll ridicule me for trying on clothes and I hold my body out and it's egotistical and all this when I'm trying on clothes that have been bought, that's my mum's bought me and my dad's bought me, so I want to try them on to look good and to let them know how it looks, how it fits, how I feel about the clothes. They would make fun of me and stuff, and they wouldn't try on their clothes because of insecurity or whatever. But it's one of these days where you got to look at the good and the positive in the world. And I just want you lot, if you're lonely in this video, to just take the message that it won't be like that forever. It won't be like that forever. You can easily change your life in a year. If you work on your confidence, work on yourself as a person, work on you, you can change your life in a year. And I feel like I've completely changed myself this past year, to the point now, this is going to be also another part of the video, I've hit 1,300 subscribers as well, which is insane, because this time last year on Christmas Day I had 65. I remember it vividly, I had 65 and I was a bit like, oh, is this going to go right, is it going to go right? And now I've had so many messages and so much positivity, and I thank every single one of you for that. I thank every single one of you for that, because it doesn't go unnoticed. As much as there may be times where I don't respond straight away or don't respond or whatever, I see it all and I'm grateful and happy for it all. Like, genuinely, it's one of these things that is so beautiful, and this past year has been amazing for me on overall perspective, and I'm just grateful and happy in the overall sense for everything, man, for everything. I can't believe how much goodness has come from this channel this past year, because this time last year it was a dream. It was almost something that, oh, maybe people will like it, and then every now and again I'll get a comment, but It wasn't like it is now, where I get quite a lot of comments and people believe in me, which is crazy for me, because I started this channel at a place of sadness and pain where I hated myself, where I literally lost a girl and I lost my mates, and it was dark. And there was times where I couldn't see a way through, like genuinely. And I say that in these videos, and sometimes I say it a lot so I don't feel the emphasis of them words, but on a real level I couldn't see a way through, and I was lost in this world. And there's been a lot of mental health struggles I went through over the years on a deeper level, where I've wanted to leave this planet and all this shit, and that's dark to say on a day like today, I know, but there's times where I felt like that. And it's a beautiful thing that I feel better now, and I'm grateful and happy, and we're doing this and we're building this, and I've had good connections over this past year, amazing relationships with people, and I just want to thank you all lot as well. I want to thank you lot. And also I want to give a message to my nan as well, because it's been 5 years since she passed away. She passed away on the 26th of December, so it's basically been 5 years, and this time 5 years ago she was in the hospital, and that was quite a dark day, and I remember that day, and that was an absolute angel. I genuinely think sometimes there is actual angels on this planet, like genuinely, because this woman, unbelievable what she done for everyone. She was so selfless and she cared about everyone, and hopefully if some people watch this, I just want to give that word to her, because that was amazing person, and genuinely was something that taught me, was someone that taught me just kindness and treating people right and treating people nice, and the power of kindness, because the kindness that she done I can still feel now. It's making me a little bit emotional now, but on a real level, the kindness that this woman gave to me, even though it's 5 years ago since she passed and I saw her a lot that year, was beautiful. And I'd love to have a moment with her again, or just speak to her or whatever, but I know she's in a better place, because there's a lot of pain and stuff that happened to her and a lot of unfortunate events. But what an amazing person, and I want to absolutely say how much, now I've got some people who watch this channel, I want to give a massive message to her as well, because what an amazing person, genuinely. And it's one of these things, man, it's sad death and all this, I know it's sad, like it's one of these things that you can't even put your finger on. And I was fairly close with her. I wasn't like insanely close. Like, I see her every week pretty much, apart from sometimes I wouldn't, but I see her a lot, so like every week or whatever. And then on Boxing Day we'd go down to her house, and it's beautiful, the whole family would go. So even my brother is in Finland out there with his missus, they'll come, they'll go, and it's a beautiful time, man. It's a beautiful time, you know. And I just want to be honest, and I just want to use how many people's watching this to thank that person, because what an amazing person, a beautiful person, a beautiful soul. And I've never even encountered someone similar to that recently. Of course I got like my mom and my dad, and they're amazing people and they're really good to me, but when we talk about kindness, this woman was on another level, and it's just beautiful how good a person could be. And yeah, it's crazy, man, it's crazy. 5 years ago is a dark time as well, and yeah, that's when family is insanely important, isn't it? When death and when sadness comes about, that's when family is insanely important. For example, a bit later on, so that happened 2018 Christmas, and then we got into 2019, and then 2020 another thing happened with our family, and it was due to mental health. I'm not going to go into the extreme detail with it, but something happened with a family which was her son, and something happened due to mental health, and I think you lot can guess. I'm not going to say it, but what happened, and that was when the importance of family came as well, you know. That was when the importance of family came. And the sad thing was, at that time of year, I was in a dark mental space as well. So I literally, when I say this, and this sounds graphic or whatever, but when that happened, I thought it could have been me who done that. And it just showed me how much pain it can bring. And I remember walking around with my dad on that day, and we were walking around the park, because we'd go for walks during COVID, because this was 2020. And we would literally just walk around, and I remember just consoling him and have a conversation all around the park that day about death and all this stuff. And it was a nice chat. It's one of them chats, you know, where you understand the power of having a family there, the power of having a person there. And I was grateful and happy that I could be that for my dad at that time, because it's a crazy thing, you know. This was crazy at times, it's beautiful at times, it's bad at times, but at the end of the day, it's a beautiful time. And I just want you lot to understand that if you can make today a beautiful day, do it. If you can say to people who are around you and make them feel valued, please do it, because that's going to have an amazing effect on them. But also, if you're lonely and if you don't have many people, or you may have lost people or whatever, I want to wish you my condolences, and I hope that your life can get better, and I know it can. I know it can. It's a harsh time this time of year as well, you know. And it's raining at the moment, but I don't really give a fuck. And this is just a genuine chat with everything, because I don't feel like I have genuine chats on here, apart from, let's say, like I've got video titles and I say it and then make a whole video about it. But on an actual real level of just off the cuff of just anything, like say today I don't really have chats like that on this channel. It's more so just this thing, I learned this thing and I went through this thing, and you know what I mean? It's not like a genuine just chat like me just normally, if that makes sense. And I think that's quite nice for a video like today, because it's a dark time. It's dark time for some people, Christmas, especially when stuff's happening with your family. It's a dark time, and I'm lucky and grateful at the moment that my family's in good condition and we're having a nice time and everything. And I'm gonna go back in a minute and we're gonna open some more presents and get some clothes, because our auntie's coming over now, so I was able to dip out for a little bit. But on a real level, yeah, I just want you lot to understand how beautiful your family is, and understand that let's say you got your grandparents as well at this time, understand how valuable they are and understand how beautiful it is. And it's easy to say that, and I need to feel it like that with my parents as well, because it's one of these things, man. It's one of these things, you take it for granted when it's there, but then when it's not there, you feel like you'd do anything to get it back. And you don't want to be like that, you know? You don't want to be like that. You want to make them feel valued. I got them some decent presents, anything as well, but on a real level, you got to make them feel valued. And I think I've done well this past year with that with my family, like taking them out, like my parents, like going for meals with my dad, going to like a pub or whatever. And with my mum, I took her to a concert, and we go out for breakfasts and stuff. So it's quite nice in that sense. And I just want you lot to understand how beautiful your family is, and the beautiful blessings that they give to you and what they've done for you, and show them that today, because it's one of them days. And if you don't have that, just understand that you can make it better over time, and just keep trying to be better and trying to grow as a person. And that's a very unfortunate position, and I have a lot of sympathy for people there. But on a real level, I hope you lot have a good day today, and I hope you lot can feel a bit of happiness if you can, a bit of gratitude if you can, and just look at the beautiful things you have today. And that's the overall message. I hope you all got some value. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know how you all get on. Thank you.